Hi all, welcome to Passionate Talks. I'm your host, your friend Ajit Katte. Today being Environmental Day, everybody celebrates that by posting photographs or posting image of a sapling and saying that I am an environment friendly guy. But what exactly is being environment friendly? For that, we need to know much deeper insight or have more information about what environment is and how do we actually go about nurturing environment. For that, to talk about this, we have a very special guest today, Mr. Neel Matthews, who is an engineer by profession and an environmentalist. Sir, welcome to the show. Yes. So we are
Thank
going
you.
to ask him questions about environment. What does he do, and how do we go about celebrating Environmental Day, and a lot of things around that. So let us start with a set of questions to you, sir, and we can go about it. So the first question is to even beginning the questions before that, I would like to ask you something about yourself. Can you just introduce yourself to the audience, please? More about yourself.
Okay. Uh, I'm mm, an electronics engineer by profession. Um, in fact, I made my first radio when I was 12 years, and now I am 56 years running. Ever since that first radio, or ever since that time, for the last 44 years, I have been completely working on something or other thing on engineering. I'm a complete hands-on engineer. I am not limited to electronics engineering. I work on mechanicals, civil, electrical, plumbing, and mud work. All things in the engineering are passionate to me. And the more you understand the science and engineering, you realize that everything has come from nature, one way or other. So there is like now people have textbooks and sessions and classes and processes to do biomimicry. So it's ultimately copying from like nature. And many of us never observe, like, the aircraft, for example. The whole body is made same as honeycomb material, else it would have been much heavier. The hull of the aircraft is full of honeycomb designs. So we never realized that. But the engineering is learning so much from those things in nature and doing it. So as I understood it more and more, I am from a village and I started observing things more closely on a nature perspective. So eventually, when I was like about 30 years experience in the industry, I just left my job, and today I work mainly as an independent consultant and like a motivator to those who are interested in doing ecology friendly designs. I also do some extent of electric vehicle related or battery monitoring related electronics because that was my profession. But even that, I try to see that there is a nature context in anything I am doing. So that's what I am doing, and that is a very gist of it. You have further questions I can
Great.
explain, but I have compressed 56 years into this. 55.5 years.
That will suffice. Okay, that will be precise, sir. That will actually summarize your entire journey in engineering as well as nature. Uh, you say you were enthusiastic about engineering since age 12. What transformed you? What inspired you to look at nature and follow it, or ecology and follow it? What made you? What was the turning point?
See, one thing we have to accept is okay, I'm just telling from a perspective. The house where I'm staying, we had no fans. And earlier also, I built a house in 2001. We had no fans. So
There
all
seems
my
to be a
friends,
network
family,
issue.
relatives,
Your
everybody will
voice
ask,
and
"Are you
screen
so
has
crazy that without having a
stopped.
fan, yeah, how you will survive?" So we survived. In fact, we survived till this February, March without having fans. And there was little bit of temperature
Disconnected.
difficulties, but actually the way I have designed the house, which will facilitate natural air ventilation. So that you can YouTube about me and you can find out, or we can take another session on that. But with those methods, we survived without having fans. Initial days of Bangalore, we never needed fan, but later it became a must. Almost every house, fans, air conditioners became very popular. But
Right.
from March, even those who have fans were struggling to cope up with the heat. So when the nature takes up the sword, we are actually weaponless. We are not able to fight with it. So that is something which has happened in the nearby time. But you and me or anybody listening will definitely agree that we are too small in front of nature's actions, good or bad. We cannot compete with it. So that is the source of ultimate knowledge, ultimate designs. See, you take the human body, there is no more complicated and complete automated. The whole neural networks, what we design, the imagination is the processing, the localized processing. All these things are built into our body itself, and it is self-curing. Many things happening to the body cures by itself. So is there anything we can, till today, science is not at a point to compete with nature. So we should turn back to nature and learn as much as possible. That I hope that explains why I love environment and nature so much.
Yes, sir, it does. It does. The human body is a complete uh, automated structure in itself. Whatever happens in the body is involuntary, right? So it just happens by itself. Nobody has to take control. Such as the same similar thing is with nature as well. Nature has the capacity to renew and to produce things and then regenerate. So unless and until the
Yeah.
humans are better aware on that aspect, I think they can nurture nature better.
Yeah.
So, what is
See,
the most
in
pressing
nature,
issue?
in nature, if you look at, there is no waste. Every
Yeah.
output of every system is a feed to another system. It's a circle. There is no
Correct.
waste. Only when humans are creating certain things, it ends up in as a waste. Basically, because nature don't know those items, like plastics. Nature don't know what to do with it. Maybe nature
Right.
will evolve a method to digest it, but till that time, what is going to happen is nature will float it all around. Today, we are throwing plastics everywhere, into the sky, into the sea, into the land. It is without decaying, it is there everywhere. So
Yeah.
whatever nature created, we need not worry. It will resolve by itself. But if we are creating something and adding, that is because of the ingenuity humans have. Nature expect us to solve the problem rather than
Yeah.
nature solving the problem. That's what I think. So if you take
Yeah,
the
that's
plastic
true.
waste, nature humans have to solve it.
Yeah, we are the ones
If you
creating
think
it.
about the massive
So
waste
we are
we
the
are
ones.
producing,
Yeah. So what do you think
I
are
thought
the
you were
most
asking something.
pressing? No, no, I meant I'm audible because the screen was hung. So, yeah. What is the most pressing environmental issues we are facing right now?
See, we are going to face not one issue. There are so many issues will come to the human life. We are actually inside that. Why I tell inside that is because again, until this February or something, many parts of the world, the temperature raised. One rain came, two rain came, temperature normalized. Then you felt it is cool inside the house. Today we had a like heavy rain outside, but even now the inside building is dissipating heat because the stored heat is being dissipated, and that stored heat is not stored over like 24 hours. It is stored over several months behind. So during that time, whatever is stored has to finish. So that I can feel the heat from the walls, from the structure. If you go out into the air, you will not
Okay.
feel this much. But whatever we created,
Yeah,
our own constructions, they're all storing
right.
energy like that. So definitely temperature is going to be a problem. Then you think about the waste. Waste world over, it is not managed correctly. In so-called some advanced countries, they convert it and try to use it, but eventually there are some residual things which either they burn it or they export it to some poor countries which are ready to dig and put it into their ground or their sea or something, but they are simply escaping. Okay, there were some news like China, Malaysia, or some of those countries denied accepting waste from Canada, and
Okay.
Canada was flooded with waste. Canada waste management
Uh,
went for a toss. So those kind of things are happening.
yeah.
Okay, in the US, they are digging massive pits and putting waste and forming
Done.
mountains above that.
Mountain.
See, it is only temporarily hiding the waste. After rains and climate cycles, what is going to happen? The entire thing which you dug and put it there will start leaching into the earth, and it will get connected to the aquifers below, the water tables, and it will spread all around.
Right.
In Bangalore, what is happening? Bangalore, what is happening? There are, I know, several quarries where they filled near to my home itself. One quarry was filled with waste from the nearby
Yeah.
well-educated, well-cultured IT employees communities. That is called Electronic City. And this is, incidentally, there were two rocks when I saw those areas 20 plus years back. Two rocks. One was like there was a temple, and the other was a rock. That the rock was crushed and converted into metals and all, and used for industry construction. And it became a very a kind of a huge crater. And finally, they started filling waste into that, telling that to the local people that we will convert this into a government park. Today it is the waste covered with mud, and that mud is also taken from the nearby forest by destroying the forest land. And they covered and they put a compound wall and all, and one like sometime later probably they will convert it into a garden. But I remember when I saw some 24 years back, that whole area was flower gardens.
Okay.
That whole flower gardens disappeared. I went and asked the farmers when they were stopping, and many of them slowly dug bore wells and started selling water because the flowers were not blooming or the planting was not successful. The normal wells failed, and their cattle were dying, And
Okay.
the bigger issue came when after 1 or 2 or 3 rains, this leach started coming into their wells, and the water was black or gray in color, highly smelling, and it is never going away. So they all started digging borewell, and from the borewell anyway, they don't have another income now. They started selling the borewell. So yesterday's the very well doing communities waste, today they are getting it back, they pay for it, and they get back the juice of it. This is how our world is running, because that leach is coming into this borewell as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is what we are living with. So waste is going to be the next problem. Now, along with that, I told you water is going to be a severe problem. That also we faced already. And
Yes. Yes.
now
Yes.
this is no more a prediction story. This we are already into it. We are already
Into
into
it. Yeah.
it. Now only our selfishness is preventing us from not acting, because we think if it is a problem affecting everybody, let everybody come and then I will start working. It is never going to happen. So
You were mentioning
problem number
about,
one: temperature, waste,
uh,
water, then air, obviously. Okay, so these
yeah.
3 4 things will be the problem of future. And any children who are listening this, if they have a inclination to these subjects, uh,
Hmm.
take take it up seriously and study, because you are going to
Yeah.
be needed everywhere. Every company, every institution will be looking for people with knowledge and expertise, because everybody will be insisted to contribute something to reduce all these problems.
Hmm. Right, sir.
Not
Absolutely right.
not very much time required. Maybe next 4 5 years, you will see tremendous changes in every job area. There will be huge requirements, because nobody knows what
Requirements.
to do, how to solve, and we cannot
Correct.
survey every house if they are putting air conditioner. The
Ah,
outside will be burning.
true. Very much.
Yeah.
Just like how AI, the trend of AI is right now, everybody's looking at AI as if it is coming from, it's a rocket science. Similar would be the situation in the future, right? Next 5 to 10 years would be completely into ecology. Anybody who is into ecology or studied environmental science would be the booming sector back then, because everything will be on a toss. Air, earth, water, everything is going to be polluted, and everybody needs environmentalists to save earth. I think all the kids right now should stop studying AI and concentrate on ecology and environmental science. That's going to be the next booming sector. What do you
Yeah,
think?
if they are flexible, if they are naturally talented in studying any one subject, they should choose. But
Yeah,
on like a compulsive money making purpose,
yeah,
probably they should not choose any subject. Okay, and there
absolutely.
is a saying, no, if you have the knowledge, wealth will come automatically. So that is not the thing, but the need for nature resolutions will increase far beyond what we are, because we are already in that situation. We are very less active today, but what is going to
Yeah.
happen is that time without doing something every day, every instance, we cannot survive
Hmm.
anymore. That kind of a situation will come. So there may be
True.
a time like when you plan to buy a new car, and your friends and family will say think 10 times, because when you buy a car, you are going to add say point not 25 degrees centigrade to the atmosphere. So please don't buy. That kind of
That could be.
thing may come up.
Yeah. It would
Okay.
be horrible to face those situations. It's dramatic
I
to
am
talk
very
about.
much I am very much mentally suffocated by that thought. So whenever I
Yeah.
feel this heat around me, I am just thinking how, if I am alive for next 20 25 years, how I am going to bear with it. And all relatives, everybody children who are caused by us, they are going to suffer it. It's very bad thinking, how to face it. No answers. and we are also
No
cause for
answers.
all this
Correct,
nonsense.
sir.
Only way is like somebody can avoid polluting or creating more problems by living a optimal life. You
Correct.
go for a optimal life instead of maximizing everything in life. The other day you were talking about traveling a lot to have a function somewhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what is the purpose? That travel itself is wasting a lot of energy, lot of things, creating much more problems.
yeah.
So let us go to somewhere nearby a open space, spend some time together. Our policies, personal policies, have to be changed.
Yeah.
There is no shortcut.
So we must be even more disciplined now, looking at how catastrophic the nature is going to be right now. Uh, what, according to you, should we practice to avoid waste? How should we tackle waste now? There's a lot of waste around. How do we tackle it?
Yeah. See, if you look at, for some time, I had worked with waste management idea. It was
Yeah.
very good idea, but because of so many reasons, it couldn't be continued. But if you look at incidentally during that time, the Corona closed
Right.
down and everything started. So
Mhm.
we have been measuring the waste generated per house. So my memory about four-member family used to generate about 1.9 kg of waste. In that,
Wow.
say something like earlier, something like 1 kg would have been, or 1.5 kg would have been vegetable or wet
Mhm.
waste kind of thing. Okay,
Okay.
per day.
Uh-huh.
That from a house of four members. Then remaining
Mhm.
would have been the paper, plastic, everything. But
Mhm.
during Corona, we saw this 500 gram growing to 1 kg because
Okay.
people started ordering food and ordering things over net. So what
Right.
happens is
Right.
so much of packing materials, multiple levels of packing materials started coming into the residences. So everything
Right.
comes with the multiple levels of packing. Okay. So
Mhm. Mhm.
the waste, like home cooking reduced, then this waste increased, and so on. And there is one more problem is this waste, like Amazon and all these people, they are trying
Mhm.
to reduce that because of people like me who keep writing to them telling your packing is very bad. It is but even today if you look at a carton box is covered with the sellotape, and it's
Yes.
extremely difficult to remove that sellotape plastic, right? So
Right.
what will happen? They will try to recover the peel off portion of that carton in the recovery process, but that
Uh-huh.
plastic merged with the paper will obviously become burning material.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. Yes.
people will
Correct.
say, yeah, there is
Yeah.
industry looking for this burning material. That is one way. Somehow we are finding a use, some way we are finding a
Uh-huh.
consumer, but actually it is giving out gases, extremely toxic and carcinogenic gases out in that process. So we have somehow found out burning is like ultimate methodology for destroying anything. It is never like
Mhm.
people are burning bushes to get rid of snakes. So
Okay. Yeah.
snakes, rats, everything they want to get rid of. Only humans should be living. So everywhere we are using, actually we are using tools which are not to be used at all for those purposes.
Yeah.
Earlier, farmers used
Correct.
to do little bit of burning, but they used to do very meticulously in a controlled way. Else, this world
Yeah.
wouldn't have been like this for us today. But today, everywhere you
Correct.
see, in city also, non-stop burning. Because instead of getting a machine to cut or something, it's very easy, cheap, put a fire.
Yes. 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 Yeah.
So, so yeah. Sorry,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know whether I'm. Okay.
Hey, it's fine. It's fine. The more knowledge we have, it's better for people to get to know what should not be done. People cut
Yeah.
the tree instead of branches. If the branches touching the electric line, instead of trimming the branches, they cut the whole tree. So that is one more
Hmm.
thing which people need to be aware of and educated. All this comes down through schooling, educating the kids. Maybe once they grow up, they know what not to do. So that is where maybe 10 years down the line we would have better environmentalists or better ecologists and the days to come, because currently the trend is so upsetting that everybody is impacted globally. So maybe
Yeah.
people
But
take
when you are telling
uh,
about the trees, I just want to tell there are two aspects. One is cutting the tree.
okay,
Okay. Primarily, it will look bad. But there is also
yeah,
another thing. While planting the tree, you have to look for the trees which are native to that place. They
yes,
only can survive in long time. Okay. And also you have to see that there is minimal sufficient earth around that so that it can deep root its roots. Otherwise, it becomes
yeah,
a very big danger. And
hmm,
you will see people making use of this danger as a reason and chopping it off
okay,
while constructing houses and all. Okay.
hmm,
So, first thing is while planting, we should be looking for what is natural in this geographical area that
yeah,
only should be
hmm,
planted, not for beauty. Don't look at beauty as a resolution in selecting the plant. Red flower,
yeah,
green flower, I mean yellow flower, and
yes,
if it is not natural here, definitely it is going to be challenged by the climatic changes. Next is the roads and the areas. We are talking in a city context. There is no
yeah,
space, and people also encroach to its the trunk. Its trunk
yeah,
don't have space to expand. Okay.
right,
Then
yeah,
another severe thing I am repeatedly seen is people pierce iron rods into that for ease of bending while constructing their house.
hmm,
And they,
house, yeah,
after the construction, they just leave the iron rod there, and tree will
correct,
outgrow that, and it will contain that iron rod there, which is actually a cancer inside its body. And one day in a heavy wind,
oh,
that tree branches or something, or even at that point where the road is there, it will break and it will fall on the
yeah,
building or the people, on the cars. And then we curse
uh-huh,
trees are very bad. Chop it off. Okay. But we are the root cause. Also, trees breathe. If the air quality is bad, they will die.
yeah,
They cannot grow.
right,
Their
definitely,
roots will not be strong enough. So all these things has to
hmm,
be considered. Now, one point what you told is about education. Education is it is more today than the previous
yeah,
years.
oh,
Children learn only by example. If
correct,
any parents, any teachers think that a lecture class will teach children, sorry, that
hmm,
age is over. In my childhood,
yeah,
whatever a teacher told, I trusted, I believed it 100%. There was not even a question. If father says, mother says, you have to eat like rice. Suppose the teacher told bread and butter is very good. Then we say we want bread and butter because teacher told. That is
yeah,
the level of trust
yes,
we
yes,
had about the teacher. But today it's not like that.
teachers,
Whatever they
yes,
say, children have their own way of questioning. Only way to instill something into them, to the parents and teachers, is practice and demonstrate. And don't preach anything what you don't
absolutely,
practice. Okay. That is the
absolutely,
starting point.
absolutely.
And if you teach the children, definitely there is changes going to happen.
Yeah, true. Teach, teach. School has a major role in educating the kids as well as the parents as well, right? The school has
Yeah.
only minimal role, 50% role in educating, but the parents also play a very, very important role in creating the environment to learn the practical knowledge of uh, planting a sapling, watering the plants, how not to destroy it, why should you not disturb the nature, disturb insects which are around the plants. If you educate the kids at home, maybe they will have some practical knowledge and theoretical knowledge at school. So slowly they will be in a better position to handle nature around them. So yeah, as you said, the practical knowledge is much more important.
I'm just remembering here one school, Vivekananda School, had
Uh-huh.
been doing some exercise with me.
Okay.
There they gave the gave ownership of every sapling in the school, ownership of each sapling to one child, and they
Wow.
were given notebooks to observe and write. So, like some years
Fantastic.
back, these children used to measure. This is the height of the plant. So many leaves are there. This is the name of the plant, and this grows like this. The branches like this. Sometimes they draw the picture, and they used to keep a diary of their plant, and each child used to do like that. So one thing here is
Great.
that is like a little bit poor children school. So probably their house they don't
Okay.
have land or facility or even a pot growing facility and all may not be there. So the school was facilitating,
Yeah.
and children were very much using these things, and they were growing up also in their brain capacity, nature, understanding the nature, enjoying, learning from it, celebrating with the nature. All those things that school was doing. Its name is Vivekananda Ashram School
Uh-huh.
here in Kalluvalu in Bangalore.
Okay.
Okay,
Very well. Yeah.
there actually they with my advice they converted the gate to the assembly area. They
Okay.
decided to do concreting, where I
Mhm.
suggested converting that into a continuous two rows of water tanks. So nearly
Okay.
2.5 lakhs of liters of water, rainwater is stored there. And
Wow.
children help the teachers and principal in keeping it clean and pumping it out and using it for watering, washing vessels. And at times when the summer was very peak and sometimes drought was there, the school
Mhm.
even gave water to the villagers around. So these
Okay.
are all best the like best learning. Some students were made in charge of this and that. So they learn a lot and they propagate. When somebody is feeling ownership, they will tell to 10. So those 10 will
Yes.
come
Yes.
and they will also understand, right? Same way they
Correct.
recharge. And today you can't imagine a 150 foot deep borewell still giving water in Bangalore. That school is having, uh, and it is giving water throughout the year. The only thing we have added is the school terrace. We have rerouted the water maximum into,
Mhm.
after filling the tanks, it goes into this
Yeah.
borewell. It is recharged. So like that, if a school is doing, I think,
Yeah.
and children are involved, teachers are involved, automatically lot of message goes to the society, and their associate schools and teachers, so many came to me for understanding the concepts. And also there is what I'm telling, there's a concept of, the concept grows and goes ahead and spreads to many via schools and children, but there is a
Right.
little bit of tricky initiation required. Yeah.
Ah.
And everything has to be by model, not by simply telling.
Correct. Correct. The
Yeah.
sense of ownership must be there. As you mentioned, the kids are getting that ownership, but somewhere the adults are not taking the ownership of this. So now coming to the main topic of celebrating Environmental Day, you know, the kids are doing so much in one particular school. If there are 200 kids, they are learning so much and promoting nature and doing so much for the society. Why can't the adults do the same? Why can't adults take ownership and be accountable for each sapling? Water the plants and help them grow. Maybe not document it, but at least help them grow. But many people right now are just celebrating Environmental Day by posting a WhatsApp status or a photograph saying I support nature. So somewhere I feel, or you might also might agree that it is confined to one single day in the year. So what do you think about it?
First of all, okay, this day, specific days are for reminding us that like we have completed 1 year cycle from the past same day, right?
Yeah,
More than that,
correct.
I really don't see any significance. Nature should be celebrated every day, not every day, actually every instance. Nature should
Yes,
be
yes, yes.
celebrated at every instance. There is no doubt about it. Now, just today I was going to do, I didn't participate in any celebration activity. I was going to do one learning session in yesterday. Today I did two apartments to understand how can they preserve water from this rain. Now rain started, they all wanted to somehow save water.
Water.
Till yesterday, nobody wanted to save water, but now everybody is interested. I think, there is some fine also by BWSSB and all. That could be the another reason. So
Yeah.
while going, I saw a lot of people gathering on the roadside. And when I
Mhm.
looked, there is one tree planted, and everybody is holding the tools and standing, and others are taking photos. As you told, it will be posted as if it will look like 100 plants are planted. Actually, only one is planted, and nobody is going
Yeah,
to take care of it. Next year also, they will plant in the same place. Okay, so
correct.
that is what is going to happen.
Yeah.
So this gimmick celebrations, nothing to say about it. And in addition, they will have some sticker, something, ribbon. All these things are against nature.
Logos,
I mean, no
banners.
way nature friendly. A lot of plastic posters. The company is celebrating. Companies in certain department is celebrating. I mean, I don't undermine that particular persons who are doing their might, but at the same time, if you look at
Yeah.
this is all just a show. Sometimes I have seen some of the very junior level people who don't have other opportunity of learning. They start picking up this
Uh-huh.
kind of subjects. Earlier, when I was in Mahindra, I have seen a lot of people learning from this Nature Day how to segregate waste
Mhm.
into different groups, and why they
Correct.
are segregated, how you evaluate by visual and touching and sorting it out. All those things was spread.
Mhm.
So there are some goodness of it,
Okay.
but if we are concentrating on that as a method to propagate this, probably that is a wrong way. The best way is practicing,
Mhm.
practicing and
Practicing. Yeah.
making others share the same experience.
Right. Absolutely. If somebody wants to start, uh, you know, saving environment and working towards environment, what are the suggestions or advice you want to give to them?
My first advice is like have a small plant in a pot and
Okay.
start observing how that plant is growing. If you don't even have that, go out and just
Yeah.
watch in the mud. There will be small ants going. Just watch for
Yes.
some
Yes.
time how they walk. Okay. Just to look at each leaf and think how complex those things are there and how they are copying each other. Each leaf is almost same, but they are equally different also. How they are
Mhm.
doing when one leaf is on this side, the other leaf is on the other side. How it is happening. Everything has a lot of principles, a lot of symmetry and lot of non-symmetry. Where it is coming? Who is doing all this? Just think about it and try to observe. And like I don't see there is any other medicine than starting
Yeah.
doing by self, practicing by self. In small levels, you reduce the water consumption.
Mhm.
The water I use for washing my towel, that I
Uh-huh.
insist on putting it into the toilet so that it will flush, and the toilet pipeline will get cleared off by that little extra water. So practice
Yeah.
everywhere
Right.
you can do. Okay, little by little, and then propagate the value, and don't mock the people who are trying to do little bit of saving for the nature. Actually, they are doing it for you. Don't
Yeah.
call. Okay, you call or don't call, they will keep doing their part. But why we
Yes.
unnecessarily joke at a person who is doing, like, if I am taking the plastics around my house and carrying, somebody come and ask, sir, and sir, this, why are you doing this? Anyway, it is
Yes.
so much there, so much there. So how much you can clear? Yeah, it is one way true, but the other way is like, at least I am finding my level, that this much area I am clearing it off.
Yes. You're doing a bit, right? So everybody takes up
Yeah.
each bit. I think the log gets cleared.
Then things will
So
change.
somebody
Then
has
things
to
will
take.
change.
Yeah, definitely. So somewhere there is a taboo, right? Okay, what if I start cleaning? If I start picking up the plastics there, people would think otherwise. People would think, okay, why is he doing such a job? Maybe they are hesitant to do it. Maybe of people's objections, other people, what other people might think. But everybody should start thinking that the sole reason for that waste is me. I'm the one who put that plastic there. I'm the one who buy
Ajit,
Maggie.
just I will add something here. See,
Yes.
once upon a time, wearing a torn dress look like he is a poor man,
Uh,
or not able to afford, or he is careless junk. That's why he is wearing a torn trouser, torn shirt, and so on. Correct?
yes, sir. Correct.
Today, it is made a fashion.
Now
People go and look for
it's
the
a
best
fashion.
tear and wear on the same pant and shirt and jeans, and purchase that, paying
Yeah.
3,000, 4,000 rupees.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Who
Absolutely.
know whether they are even not recycling the old their own pants, taking it and scratching and creating
Mm-hmm.
that cut marks and selling it. The same guy may be purchasing, oh, this is like my old pants, but a torn, new design.
Yeah.
The same pants he may be buying, paying another 3,000. It would have
Yeah.
recycled and came. Okay. So what I'm telling, when something is converted into fashion, or something
Mm-hmm.
massive adoption, that's what the politicians and leaders and these movie stars and all can add value a lot. If they do something, people will do it, because that is like a guaranteed. It is good for the society, good for the nature, good for everything.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that is why I think in Europe, America and all, they developed a method called plugging. So instead of going for morning walk, evening walk, and a weekend walk, they go for plugging. They go
Okay.
together, they compete in. Only thing is, they will put gloves, everything, carry a bag, they will take, put things into that, cover it,
Mhm.
and I collected maximum, and they will come, and that street or the seashore, whatever, it will become neat, clean to some
Wow.
extent.
Okay. Right.
So I think in today's case, to propagate ideas, better make it a heroic action, because people
So
are
role
looking
model.
for that
You
kind
should
of a
be the role.
leadership.
Mm.
No, all the like silently doing people are not the role models. Actually, people who are doing with a big noise, big aura, the society
Yeah.
leadership roles. See,
Yeah.
when our prime minister takes the broomstick, it becomes very big. activity compared to a poor lady daily takes it, nobody attends, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But
Yeah,
both are free match.
both are, yeah. So somewhere
Both are
the role
same act
model,
and same sanctity is there for both the acts. But
yeah,
the people with the power position, the society appreciation takes up and do something, then others follow it blindly. So
yeah,
that
absolutely.
is what is required. If your intention is to propagate, then you have to find out. Like I remember when Panchayat president came here, saw my house, and he
Hmm.
made his own small videos, and he asked me permission. I told, why not? Please make. So he kept me in one side and took some his own style videos and his own comment. And he is telling he has some 10,000 people in his contact list who will receive all these things. So
Okay.
it will be appreciated. Many people would have taken some or other idea from that because he is Panchayat president, he is a leader, and he is well appreciated,
Yeah.
loved, cared.
Yes. Yes.
That I think there the people should be turning into. So my goal today is I live in a house. I try to show as many to some people who wanted to get educated. And earlier I used to show to everybody. Now I have slightly restricted because people don't mind
Okay.
spending my time to their advantage. So now,
Yeah.
if I see somebody can
Correct.
propagate this value to multiple people, I try to spend time with
Yes.
them, show them, or teach them whatever I know, little bit, and propagate that
So,
through these leaders, who has some voice in the group. I don't have.
okay.
So that's what I am trying to do.
That is that's a fantastic way of uh, promoting Environmental Day. So is this how you're going to take it? You're going to celebrate personally, or is there any other way you want to take it up?
I told
If I
today,
ask you,
yesterday and today, it is my daily routine. But yesterday and today, I went to two apartments, learning
uh
their problems, water scarcity and all, and tried giving them advice how to do rainwater harvesting and reduce their water consumption dependency on the public water and all. So that's I don't have typically celebration attitude. I mean, mm, yeah,
okay, okay,
one way you can say I am celebrating
I can,
every day, or I am very neutral on every day. Both are correct.
yeah, okay, great,
Okay.
sir. Uh, every day, environment should be celebrated because that is how we survive. We survive with nature, and human beings are the
Yeah.
only, not the only person, only animals who survive. There are so many animals, insects which depend on nature as well. So we must protect nature for humanity to survive, to sustain animal kingdom to sustain. So, what final message do you have to share with our audience on the occasion?
See, if we really look at it, it is no more a passion or simply a subject. It is a requirement for us to survive. Like whether we are a mathematician, biologist, or a literary expert, if somebody closes the nose and asks
Mm.
us to breathe, none of us can do that. So basically, we need air, we need water, we need food. So that all comes from the nature. There is no way you can create and generate by yourself. It has to come from the nature, and that's how we are designed.
Mm.
So nature care is no more a optional subject to understand. It is a necessity for us to live. Okay, and another
Yeah.
thing is. It is not that a good percentage will practice and the others will survive. It is not also not going to happen. Gradually, individuals and even 100% will start realizing we have to follow certain principles, else we cannot live even one more day ahead. You think about the situation in Delhi. People
Yes,
will
yes.
vote for using non-smoking vehicles and no carbon emissions. People will talk whether they are big rich people, famous people, or poor people on the street. Everybody is trying to breathe the same air, right?
Yeah, right.
So how can you escape
Absolutely.
that? So, nature is not something to be celebrated just one day and forgotten about. It is something we have to practice every day, every instance, every second, every split second.
Yes.
Okay, there is no escape. Only thing is, somebody who is trying to practice it, others may mock. But I am doing it happily because I know at least I have done my part in a very small
Mhm.
way. Right.
Right. Great, sir.
Yeah.
Great. Your wisdom has definitely should inspire a lot of young talent, young kids, and take up ecology as their education platform, or take up nurturing nature and environment in the future. I hope people and kids who are watching this definitely get some wisdom out of it. Whatever bit you have done, sir, is tremendously great, and people should follow you and try to do whatever they can, their bit in conserving nature and saving water. That is more precisely important. Thank you once again for coming to the show and showing your wisdom and sharing your wisdom and knowledge about ecology and how do you go about celebrating the World Environment Day. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Thank you. But one thing to say is what I told is very, very small from the nature.
Hmm.
Just one simple thing I want to tell. Now, every house is having a problem of cleaning the bathrooms. And bathrooms
Hmm.
will have that some reddish color mark. Now, I am just telling an idea for the listeners to try out. Take a little jaggery,
Yes, please.
maybe that one. Jaggery comes like a cube today. Take one
Uh-huh.
quarter piece of that or half of it and just
Okay.
make a thick solution. And
Uh-huh.
with a brush or something, just apply on all those places. Okay. And next,
Okay. Uh-huh.
take little jaggery, put 1 spoon of yeast, which you make dosha,
Okay.
upma and all, and mix.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
after a while, apply that on the same place.
Yeah.
What will happen is the first time when you apply this, the scale which is formed, that is, if it is little
Hmm.
dry, also very good because it's porous and it will absorb this sugar solution. Next, when you apply
Okay.
the yeast will eat away
Yeah.
the sugar inside, and it will
Uh-huh.
also create gas.
Okay.
That gas will crack those things, and after
Hmm.
say 12 hours or so,
Hmm.
you can very easily wash, and this wash is
Wow.
purely environmentally friendly. And
Yes.
even the yeast and that washed solution, whichever way it is going, it will cleanse those areas also
Hmm.
in a very environmental
Okay.
friendly way. Okay, you
Okay.
can try.
Fantastic.
You can take a video or this thing before and after. With no big muscle work,
Okay.
nothing, you can remove many stains.
Right.
Right.
Wow.
Thank you
That's
very
great.
much.
So I'll just try it out. Yes.
Mm.
And I hope people who are watching it also try this and give a feedback on how does it work for you. And thank you, sir, for sharing this tip with us.
Thank you very much.
So once
Thank
again,
you very much.
I thank all the I thank all the audience for listening to us all this while, and I hope all of you celebrate nature on a daily basis and nurture and promote ecology. Thank you once again. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, kindly do subscribe for more such content. Thank you. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.
All the best, Ajit.